this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to the pace. Like you said, the Warriors, they played, pretty fast, and that's what we're doing now. We got the guys for it, got the personnel for it. So we're playing fast, scoring, but the most important thing is getting stops on the other side. That's what we did tonight.
Talk about your veteran leadership that you bring that dynamic to the team.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to show it in different ways, especially just, trying to do it by example. Like on the court, just doing the little things, talking to guys, and just trying to do whatever I can to help the team win, help everyone feel comfortable.
What would you say the identity of your team is?
Tough, hard-nosed, get the job done.
So Coach Flo also talked about your two-way play. You've been in the league for quite some time, and they always talk about your talent. So do you ever think about yourself looking at being a top potential player in the NBA based off the ability that you have?
What was it? Sorry?
So based off your talent, your ability, do you view yourself as actually that type of player in the league by based on what people be saying about you?
For sure. I definitely look at myself as a two-way player. I pride myself on, both sides of the floor. Obviously, everyone in the NBA likes to score. Not everyone likes to play defense, so I pride myself on both and, try to get stops.
Andrew, apologize if you were asked this, but what's it been like to have Norm around as a teammate early in the season so far?
Oh, man, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. He's a great guy on and off the court. On the court, he's a big help. You see what he's doing, how he started this year off, and, it's only up from here, making the shots, getting to the rim, playing defense, everything. He's a perfect fit for this team, and, he's striving for greatness over here.
Do you guys want this game maybe a little bit more for him, given that it was a return game?
100%. You always want that for your teammate. You always want that for the person you go to war with and fight with, every day.
Andrew, from one defender, what makes Bam so unique as a defender? Are there things that might be underappreciated?
I feel like he guards 1 through 5, and he does it very well. Very well, very smart. He's the loudest person on the court. Great leader. He's definitely one of the best defenders in the league.
What makes him such a great leader as well?
He's vocal, holds you accountable, but he also lifts you up. He's someone you want on your team. Like, if you're going to battle, you want Bam, for sure.
You guys forced, I think, 37 points off turnover in this game. What was it with that third quarter, maybe the game for a whole, that you can take away and replicate? Maybe not at that level, but replicate as a whole.
I mean, that's Miami Heat, basketball. We got to be tough on the defensive end. The Clippers have a lot of talented, guys that can do a lot of things. So it's a collective thing. It's a collective group. It's not one guy. It's not two guys. It's on the whole team.
All right. Thank you. Like for you, and what have you enjoyed the most about how this team is much different than all your other Heat teams in the past?
I mean, this team is different because it's a collective effort. We've been playing like this all summer, so it's just going straight into the season. It's second nature for us, and everybody's involved. You don't know who nights is going to be. That's a wonderful thing I like about this offense and this team. We share the ball. We're getting to our spots. We're willing to sacrifice and enjoy somebody else's success.
How easy was that for you to buy into that personally?
I mean, I'm always down to, do it as a collective effort. Being able to trust my teammates and share the ball, and then obviously it just helps all of us because we all feel involved. Like I said, you don't know who nights it's going to be, and that's a great thing about this team.
On that point, you've been two-way talent for a while now, but Tilo was praising your adaptability, whether it's here or with Team USA. Where does having that mindset
I mean, that's just being versatile. Thanking God he gave me this ability to fit any offense or defense. At some point we'll win DPOY or maybe even get an All-NBA. Just speaking that to existence, manifesting that. But like I said, man, just thanking God that he gave me this ability.
What's it like to see mild-mannered Andrew Wiggins step up and daggers, maybe when least expected?
Boy, quiet as kept, Wig has been the hero in a lot of situations for us this season. And, you love that about him. Like you said, he's very even keel, but you see the emotion every once in a while. And, he does the little things that people probably don't even know. So, kudos to Andrew Wiggins.
What's Norm been like to have around? What did you make of how he handled today's game?
I think Norm came in with the right intentions, man. He wants to win. Doesn't matter who scores. Doesn't matter if he gets his. At the end of the day, he wants to win. And I like having Norm around. He's slowly starting to creep and be one of the co-pilots for this team. So he's a great asset for us.
Do you want this game maybe a little bit more for him coming back here?
For sure. I feel like he can say it wasn't, but I feel like it was definitely an emotional win for him. I'm glad we could get it for him.
Bam, so Erik, labeled you as the heart and soul of the team. How would your teammates really label your type of leadership style? How would you view yourself as a leader? Like, would you do that motivate your teammates?
Man, that's a teammate question. I don't really like to talk about myself as a leader. But, I want this thing to be together thing. I want us to all be able to, really rock with one another because I feel like off the court matters just as much as on the court. So being able to have that togetherness off the court, being able to, obviously blend and mesh and, go out to eat, that matters to me because when you get out there, if you're not connected, it's going to show.
Ben, talk about your greatness. What makes you great?
What makes me great? I'm a guy who can defend, who can guard 1 through 5. And then you can put me in any offense. Pick and roll, motion offense, 5 out. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to figure out how to impact winning. So I feel like that's my greatness.
Who was your inspiration as you were coming up?
Man, growing up,
Become now.
Udonis Haslem, Kevin Garnett, and Kobe Bryant.
Who's that player you're watching?
Oh, man, y'all know who that player was. The GOAT.
So on Friday,
What you about to say?
did you see Kawhi's winning shot? And if you did you guys prepare for possibly that type of game, close game like that?
I mean, we weren't prepared for a close game, but we didn't need to watch that game. We know what Kawhi's capable of.
Yeah.
We've seen him take a team to the promised land. So we know what he's capable of. There's no shock. That's why we were sending doubles at him. We were trying to confuse him, trying to make shots difficult, switching the matchup every once in a while, and just try to make it difficult for him.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I know you often speak about any way possible. Can you sort of take us through the end game there and including your thoughts on what you guys did to fight back to get ahead? Bam's 3 consecutive plays, the jumper, stopping Harden, the free throws, but then the frantic finish that led to the all-or-nothing shot.
Yeah, you just kind of had a feeling in that second half that no matter what, it was going to end up in that kind of finish. But I was really encouraged and pleased with the defensive mentality that second half. Guys really, did some difficult things. That's a really skilled offensive team, and Pella really sparked everything in that third quarter, just with his passion, his energy, and then Davion and Wiggs showed you what they're capable of, on the ball or just making plays off the ball. Really impressive, and Bam, continues just to be our leader. It was a little bit uneven in the fourth quarter, but that's what happens usually. The game slows down a little bit. We missed some open shots. We were able to take that four-point lead. But Harden has a way. He hit some deep threes in this game. That was one of them. A very good Miami Heat win.
You spoke before the game about this team learning how to win. How important can a lesson like this be these last two days where maybe you didn't close the game as well against the Lakers, and tonight you come away?
Yeah, and the San Antonio game. Yeah, I mean, all of these are important lessons. Even you go to the Orlando game; that was a very winnable game as well. It's that adage: it could be any play that really impacts it and gets you over the top. But there was a great karma to our team in the second half. Guys were really competing for each other. You could feel the passion. You could feel the energy within the group. Guys wanted to put their imprint on the game defensively. And in the third quarter, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we were able to get some stops and get out and get in the open court, get our offense going. I think we had almost 40 in that quarter. But you get to those last 6 minutes, anything can happen. And the bottom line is you just have to figure out how to, get the win. And it was really good to see that. I thought it was fitting for us, the way the second half went, that we were able to get the last stop, of the game.
Coach, so the second unit came in with Khalil Ware, Fontecchio, and the other guys. What's the day-to-day conversations you kind of have with those guys that's coming off the bench, how important they are, and the confidence that you instill to them day by day?
Yeah, that's been happening all year. I love the way the first unit talks to that group. We try to infuse them with as much confidence as possible. They're game changers for us. With their energy, they really share the ball. They can be so ignitable offensively, and they give us a tremendous boost, both in the first half and in that third quarter. Everybody in the locker room loves to see it.
Spell, I understand you said before the game it's not about the number that Wiggs finishes with, but he had a pretty big three at the end and two pretty good closeouts. What did he do to be ready for those moments?
Yeah, I think, when he's at top of his game, he's one of the elite two-way players in this league. He literally can guard 1 through 5. I think, it goes without saying, Kawhi Leonard is one of the best skilled offensive players in this league. He can just get to his spot against anybody, and he doesn't miss. That's how. And his handle is incredible. He's poised. And so the things that Wiggs can do or showed tonight those are uncommon. And then offensively, he's going to gain so much more confidence as the season goes on, getting comfortable in our offense. He hit that big three. Everybody wants him to be aggressive. But he's already had a knack for big shots, with us and a short period of time with us.
So I think you guys finished with 37 points off turnovers. I think at one point in that third quarter it was 15-0, you guys. What are some things that you noticed that were really working on that end, and how do you kind of replicate that defensive effort to kind of...
Yeah, I mean, we have to expend energy. You got to burn some calories. We're at our best when we're flying around, disruptive. We say slightly reckless, and that has to be, our identity. And when all 5 guys are committing to that, and then we play into our depth, that second unit gives us life, we really can create some things, and you can see it. You can see the momentum, shift. We know what it is. We were not really able to disrupt them in that first half, but they're also a very difficult team to disrupt. I mean, they're skilled. They're patient. They have weapons all over the place. Well coached. But in that third quarter, we were able to bring that energy and just make some things happen.
Bigger game for Norm than others. How do you feel he kind of handled the big game, and how did he come back from that injury?
Yeah, very well. He's been working diligently behind the scenes with the training staff. He was on somewhat of a minutes restriction. But, yeah, you can see how he changes the dynamic of our team, offensively. We really can get to a different level with him, and it'll be the same thing with Tyler.
What went into the decision to keep Pella in that starting group? You went Norm back? And
Well, they're dynamic, and I know probably people will point to Khalil, and that's a demotion. It's not, There might be some teams, I know there will be some teams where it probably makes more sense to play big. I mean, we have a team that it makes more sense to use our versatility and sometimes changing the starting lineup, to do that. They're playing Kawhi or Derek Jones at the 4. That's a lot of versatility and speed. Wanted to make sure that, we not match that, but could dictate things. And then Khalil gave us great minutes. It was really, really great to see him respond.
Erik, obviously, the toughest things playing at pace, playing with all this energy. Second night of a back-to-back, came through today. Then ending a 4-game trip, as always it seems, in Denver at altitude. Is this maybe the ultimate challenge to see how far you guys
Let's
can push
go.
yourself?
I don't know. You probably have the stat. I don't remember the last time we've won there in a regular season game. It's been a long time. So, yeah, let's stack up as much as we can. We'll play it on Mount Everest if we have to. All right?
Spo, I know we talked about pace a lot. We talked about conditioning year in and year out. Like, how does, I guess to Ira's point, like, how does a game like this mentally and physically validate what you're trying to do to, you know, move into this season and move past last season?
Yeah, we're not even thinking about last season, like, at all. I mean, but I think, you know, we're a team that's learning how to win. And I think this is a great, you know, a great game to come off of what we had last night, where we had an opportunity to win, didn't make enough plays. Same thing in San Antonio, and then tonight, you know, we were able to really defend and then execute going down the stretch, and felt like we were worthy enough to win. It doesn't always work out that way, but it was a good growth opportunity for our team.
We obviously know basketball is a game of runs, but from the outside looking in, what is it like to coach this group of guys that seem to take accountability very quickly and make those adjustments and have no egos on the team?
Oh, we have egos. What makes you think that? We have a very ambitious group. But if you want to conquer the world, you better have some ambition. And we have a very ambitious locker room. I really love that about our group. Thank you.